So, I hope that intro was good for you. What's today's topic? And why? Today's topic makes me want to continue my aggressive nicotine addiction to the point that I immediately get lung cancer and die so that I don't have to fucking be a part of this bullshit. So, what is it? Woo, Tati's back. If you couldn't tell from the thumbnail. And she made a video and it was called like a year later or some shit. And I stole that screenshot from Google, so the screenshot's a little old, but actually she has, it's been like basically a day at this point since the video was uploaded. I would have appreciated if she would have uploaded the video sometime yesterday before I had to go do driving practice, but she's all about inconveniencing queer people, so that was a funny joke, and we'll get into why I believe that. I'm gonna try not to make this one last too long, because those are annoying. Yeah, so Tati's back, and I feel like she has a misplaced hero complex. That's just my opinion, because I don't like her. You know what? I'm in the spirit of makeup, I'm gonna paint my nails. I'll try to keep my head up so that y'all still don't accidentally end up seeing my face. So what happened that made her leave in the first place? Well, she's been gone for about a year, and you're probably like, oh, was it the pandemic? That made a lot of people leave and reevaluate a lot of things that they were doing. No, it wasn't the pandemic. I mean, I think she left, like, mid-pandemic. I don't know. 2020 is just a blurred year for me. Everything's blurred. But basically, the reason why she left is because, you all remember, this was like 2 years ago, I believe, back in like 2018, I think that was the time, and she made a video called Bye Sisters, or Bye Sister, whatever, and basically in it, she was calling out James Charles, who was like a son to her, as she said, because he was a dangerous predator, and she couldn't stay silent about this any longer, except, here's the thing. And we're going to get to the recent events with James. We're going to get to all that in a second. Also, by the way, real quick, trigger warning, if you don't like themes that are actual in nature, don't continue watching. I'm just going to tell you to stop now. So, basically, she made a thing accusing James of being a predator. And, like, but specifically preying on straight men, which kind of is a predator, but, like, not in the sense that you normally think, and not in the sense that he actually was. But at the time, like, there was no information about any of this stuff, like, any of the other stuff that happened, like, this year. None of that information came out yet, okay? Like, we ignore that stuff for now. And at the time, when I made my video, when I made, like, one of my first videos on this a while ago, I was on her side, because I was like, yes, queen, get him. But now, it's been 2 years, I've grown a lot. I turned 18, I went through a lot of, stuff in my life, a lot has happened. I've really taken a hold of my neurodivergency. I've stopped, like, being so, oh, I can be normal. No, I started, like, embracing that. And I've changed a lot as a person. That has nothing to do with any of this, but now my opinion is that why the fuck did you wait for him to betray your stupid vitamin company for you to say any of this shit? That's the thing. At first it was just her being like, oh yeah, he promoted this other vitamin company, Sugar Bear Hair or whatever, after Coachella, and after watching some videos and seeing what some people are saying that it's possible that the reason why or it is, like, confirmed or whatever, like, whether this is, like, potentially confirmed or whatever, is that the reason why he even fucking did the ad was because he was going to Coachella, and he had, like, it was his second time going, and he didn't have the VIP, like, creator's pass, which would have stopped him from getting flocked. So then he was like, hey, are there any companies who want to do this? And there was like even a thing where I believe it's Nikita Dragon, she released their DMs with him where it's like she basically hooked him up with Sugar Bear hair, and then it was like they were like, oh yeah, we'll give you the creators pass, but then like after Coachella we want you to make an ad for us. And then Tati saw that and she was like, oh my god, I can't believe that he did this, because he wasn't promoting my vitamins because his audience was young. And it's like, okay, besides all of that, dude, he was fucking doing it to go to a stupid music festival, and yet you decided to completely cut off a business relationship with him because this was such a bad move for you. Okay. And then it's like already people were like, okay, that was kind of shitty. And then it was like a thing that he was also a predator towards straight men. And okay, where I stand on this is that before, like, I believed it and then I didn't believe it, and now I'm just like, he's a predator, but I don't think Tati was telling the truth about her specific thing. I think maybe Tati did know about his actions, but it doesn't matter if, like, she knew about his actions or whatever, because she didn't fucking say anything until it directly affected her. That's my problem. And, like, yeah, it's like, personally, I think her 2018/2019, I don't remember the year, I don't care to look it up, I think those accusations weren't real, and because then, like, a little bit after that, she then released her other video, which she deleted from her channel by now, but you could probably look it up and find it, and it was, like, basically, she was like, oh yeah, it was Shane and Jeffrey, they made me make the video, they gaslit me and manipulated me into thinking that James was this horrible person, and it's like, lady, you're fucking, like, 30-something. But okay, yeah, Shane and Jeffree Star, they convinced you to do it, whatever. Basically, how I see the old situation is that Tati, Shane, and Jeffree, they were all totally fine with, like, ruining James' career because he was basically a threat to all of them. Okay. And it's, like, the most annoying thing that it came from Tati, because Tati was like, oh, he was like a son to me, but he betrayed me. He fucking advertised vitamins to get a creator's pass just to fucking go to a stupid music festival. It's not that deep, lady. It is not that deep. But me saying all this, it sounds like I'm defending James. I'm not. Because then it was revealed a couple months ago that James actually is a predator. And he was texting underage minors. And I know I never made I made a video about it, but at the time, the place I was at, I couldn't, like, upload it, and it was, like, kind of a long video, and it was recorded on my phone. So, I legit could not upload it because I did not have the Wi-Fi to upload it. So I never uploaded it. But basically, the situation with James, which this is, like, basically after the fucking whole drama thing had exploded, and then James was, like, he was kind of taking sort of a break from the beauty community, or at least it was, like, a thing that, like, hello? Okay. It was, like, a thing that James wasn't, like, he was still a part of it, but, like, he wasn't, like, liked in it at all. From, like, other reasons and shit like that. And it was, like, a thing that he was playing, video games, and he was playing, like, Minecraft and Among Us with, like, a lot of, like, the Minecraft YouTube community, along with, like, others and stuff. There's, like, a fucking video on Jay Schlatt's channel about him basically flirting with James the whole time of them playing Among Us. There's, like, a lot of videos/streams of people playing Among Us with James, and James is, like, a beauty YouTuber, and that's, like, it's not, like, unheard of for YouTubers to do crossovers, but it was, like, that was, like, a thing. It's, like, people were like, oh, yeah, James isn't liked in the beauty community because everyone's, like, just a dick to him for no reason. Okay, back. Sorry for the cut. As I was saying, basically, James was, like, it was basically just, like, a thing that, like, James was more accepted in other communities than he was on his own. And then all of the fucking shit with his drama came out. Yeah, it turns out, he was a predator, woo. Hey, man's really just went, yeah, I like teenage boys, and it's like, have you met teenage boys? I mean, I'm freshly 19, and let me tell you, teenage boys are the fucking worst. Maybe it's just because I grew up in, like, batshit nowhere conservative town where, like, said teenage boys would have pickup trucks and then have, like, Confederate flag hats, and then when you tell them that's racist, they're like, it's not racist, it's history. And then they just stink of Axe body spray. Listen, maybe that's just from where I grew up. But, like, I'm telling you, teenage boys are fucking horrible. Even the ones who didn't have, like, the Confederate flags were still, like, kinda cringe, bro. Not gonna lie. But, yeah, so James Charles, apparently he likes teenage boys. I don't know why. Yeah, so then he fucking left it. And the thing that happened with James is that everyone was like, oh my god, Tati was right, and so was Jeffrey and Shane, they're all good people. Or, considering, like, all the shit that got exposed about Shane and Jeffrey, people aren't entirely calling them good. Like, some people are, and some of their hardcore fans are using James being outed as a predator as, like, a reason why it's okay to still like them. But, like, a lot of people are defending Tati. Like, when I was looking at the video, a lot of the comments were positive, but maybe she's deleting bad comments. I'm not saying she is, I'm just saying, like, a lot of them are good comments. So, like, either a lot of people are happy that she's back, people who don't like her don't care, or she's deleting comments. Personally, I think it's just that a lot of people are happy that she's back. And it's like, people now say that because of the James Charles situation, like the recent one, that basically Tati is a hero. And what people are forgetting is that, one, she retracted her statement. Two, Tati only came out about things because it affected her. I don't know if my fucking camera picked that up, but Jesus, okay. But she only came out about things because it directly affected her. She doesn't give a shit about James' predatory behavior. She never gave a shit. Shane and Jeffrey obviously didn't give a shit. They obviously didn't give a shit. But neither does Tati. Okay, Tati's not some, yes, queen, exposing the baddies. Because she exposed Jeffrey and Shane too. No, she's not. She's not a fucking queen. She didn't give a shit about James's predatory behavior until it directly affected her. Okay? And that shit's fucking annoying. There's like a difference between, like, your friend, you find out about your friend's predatory behavior, and you're like, because I have seen it happen, like with the Carson situation, some of the lunch club members were genuinely trying to help Carson because he was their friend. And I feel like that relationship was totally different from, like, Tati and James, where it's like, oh, she's my mom, but reality is they're just business partners. Or maybe they were like that, but obviously not. But, like, what I'm saying is that with the Carson situation, there's people like Schley and some of the other people who were genuinely really close friends with Carson, and they were trying to help Carson and get him help and make him stop being like that. Because Carson was manipulating them into believing that he could change. Tati wasn't manipulated. She said she was afraid of James, but... And it's just like... It was obvious. She only cared when it started affecting her. That's fucking horrible. Fuck off, stupid flies. And it proves that she doesn't give a shit, and that she shouldn't be praised as a queen, and especially not Jeffrey or Shane. And I'm someone who used to really like Shane, like, even really old school Shane, like, when he was making skits, I liked his skits, but also I was, like, a fucking edgy 12-year-old who thought being offensive was funny. And who, like, thought that, like,
he was so funny, and then, like, and then it was, like, more recently, like, not more recently, but I mean, like, basically around, like, the fucking first time the Tati and Jeffree and all that stuff started happening. And I was, like, I was then realizing, oh my god, Shane was fucking horrible. Like, before I was just like, oh yeah, he was just kind of offensive, he'd made, like, kind of Family Guy styled humor. And then I was realizing, oh god, it was so much worse than that. And do I believe Shane fucked his cat? No, I don't believe that. The jokes are funny, though. They're really funny, though. But it's like, I was a person who was a fan of Shane. Obviously now, I'm not a fan of him. Not even, like, do I sometimes see, like, stuff within him in it, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I miss this guy. But, like, that's a thing that happens when you watch videos of someone that you used to like, you know? But anyways, besides that, that's, like, a topic for another day. Obviously, definitely not Shane and Jeffree, because, I mean, especially with all the rumors that Jeffree has not repented his racist behavior, and he's still racist and just casually uses the N-word, and it's just like, dude, why? You're gay, just say faggot. Saying the same thing. No. But, like, yeah, like, they're all horrible. They're all fucking horrible. They're not heroes because it was revealed that James actually was a predator. They're not. And, in my opinion, the original situation was bullshit, or at least exaggerated, or at least, like, if it was true, it was fucking weaponized just to get rid of someone they didn't like. It wasn't a genuine thing. And I think that genuinely, okay, I'm gonna hurry up. I think genuinely, in the previous situation, that they were using the homophobic trope of gay men are always going after straight men, which is really funny coming from two gay men and a straight woman. Really funny, but I feel like they genuinely utilized that trope against James. And that it wasn't, like, none of the previous thing was genuine, and then James just so happened to be a predator, and now everyone's praising them as heroes. And especially with Tati coming back, everyone's like, oh my god, yes, Queen, she's back. Yeah, alright. I'm done. I'm gonna fucking keep trying to get my lighter to work so I can smoke. I severely need a fucking cigarette right now, I'm not kidding you. This situation just stresses me out. Sorry that I said I wouldn't make this too long. It ended up being long. Whatever. Down in the description, I'm gonna advertise my friend Jacojin. He just reached 600 subs. He makes completely different content from mine. Do you like Nintendo? And you like playthroughs? He live streams a lot of Nintendo stuff. He's really funny. He's genuinely really awesome. He deserves the 600 subs. So if you like watching playthroughs, or even if you just want to sit and listen to one of his live streams, they're really entertaining. Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave him down in the description below. Go sub to him, also sub to me. Follow me on my social medias, like and comment. Tell me how stupid I am because it helps me in the algorithm. Okay, video's over now. Sorry if you had to listen to my terrible voice and my terrible opinions.